Shadowed Tales, The Whispering Woods Part 2, The Lingering Echoes. Last we ventured into the cursed Blackwood Forest, following the ill-fated folklorist Elias Thorne. He sought a legend, a primordial entity, and found it the voice in the veins of the earth. It lured him with bone chimes, whispered promises in the cradle, and left him with a mark, a connection he believed he had escaped. He was wrong. The forest, it seems, had merely granted him a temporary reprieve, a cruel illusion of freedom. For the whispers, dear listener, never truly stopped. Elias Thorne returned to the clamor of the city, a stark contrast to the suffocating silence of Oakhaven. He tried to bury the memory, to lose himself in the mundane. His apartment, once a sanctuary of books and research, now felt like a cage. The city's cacophony, once a comfort, became a thin veil, barely muffling the insidious sounds that had followed him. At first, they were faint, like the rustling of leaves just beyond his hearing, or the distant creak of ancient timber. He dismissed them as echoes of a traumatized mind, the lingering effects of his ordeal. But the whispers grew, coalescing into a low, guttural hum that vibrated in his very bones. It spoke of roots, of soil, of primordial darkness. It spoke of him. The mark, a faint, swirling pattern on his forearm, throbbed with an unnatural warmth. It was a brand, a tether. He tried to ignore it, to cover it with long sleeves, but its presence was undeniable. Sleep offered no escape. His dreams were a twisted tapestry of gnarled branches, subterranean tunnels, and the omnipresent, resonant hum. He saw himself walking deeper into the Blackwood, drawn by an invisible current, his feet sinking into rich, dark earth. The entity wasn't just calling him back. It was pulling him. It was a siren song of decay and rebirth, promising ancient knowledge, but demanding his very essence in return. He started to see the forest in the mundane. The cracks in the pavement resembled roots, the shadows in his room writhed like branches, and the wind carried the scent of damp earth, even indoors. The entity's influence began to manifest in his waking life. Objects in his apartment would shift, ever so slightly. A book would fall from a shelf, always open to a page describing ancient trees or forgotten rituals. The air grew heavy, thick with an earthy, fungal scent. One evening, as he sat hunched over his notes, desperately trying to find a counter-ritual, the lights flickered. The hum intensified, filling the room, pressing against his eardrums. From the corners of his vision, he saw movement, fleeting, shadowy forms that resembled twisted roots or grasping tendrils. He knew then, with a chilling certainty, that the entity was no longer confined to the Blackwood. It was here, in his home, in his mind, slowly but surely reclaiming what it believed was its own. He felt a profound sense of dread, a primal fear that transcended mere terror. It was the fear of being consumed, of his identity dissolving into the ancient, unfeeling consciousness of the earth. Elias's grip on reality began to fray. He stopped answering calls, stopped eating properly. His once meticulous research became frantic, nonsensical scribbles. He spoke to himself, arguing with the incessant whispers, trying to assert his own will against the encroaching darkness. He started to carve symbols into his skin, desperate wards against the entity, but they only seemed to deepen the connection, making the mark on his arm glow faintly in the dark. The city, once his refuge, now felt like a trap. Every shadow held a threat, every gust of wind a malevolent breath. He knew he had to return, not to escape, but to confront. The entity had made its intentions clear. It wanted him back, not just his body, but his mind, his soul, to become another conduit for its ancient, terrible will. He was a puppet, and the strings were tightening. One night, the whispers reached a crescendo. The hum became a roar, a deafening chorus of ancient voices. His apartment walls seemed to breathe, the floorboards groaning as if under immense pressure. The mark on his arm burned, a searing pain that spread through his veins. He stumbled to the window, looking out at the indifferent city lights, but all he saw was the encroaching darkness of the Blackwood, its gnarled trees reaching, beckoning. He felt an irresistible urge, a compulsion so powerful it eclipsed all fear. He had to go back. He had to. He grabbed his worn satchel, his hands trembling, and walked out of his apartment, leaving the city behind. The last thing he saw before the darkness consumed his vision was the faint, sickly green glow emanating from the forest's edge, a beacon for his inevitable return. He was no longer Elias Thorne, folklorist. He was merely a vessel, drawn back to the cradle, to become one with the voice in the veins of the earth. And as he stepped into the encroaching shadows, a single, chilling whisper echoed in his mind, not from the forest, but from within himself. Welcome home. What fate awaits Elias Thorne in the heart of the Blackwood? Has he truly become one with the ancient entity, or is there a sliver of his humanity left to fight? Join us next time on Shadowed Tales as we delve deeper into the mysteries of the Whispering Woods. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Until then, sleep tight, if you can.